Hi everyone, and welcome to our new online format for Introduction to Business, Business 100. I'm showing you our course homepage. This should look familiar. This is our Canvas course homepage. And I just want to take a moment to sort of orient you to where we are right now, let you know what's coming due, and also to let you know of a couple of changes. So hopefully you have finished report number 1. I'm actually recording this on the day that report number 1 is due, right here. And you know that you have also a couple of chapters coming due. So just follow along as you always would in our course homepage. Chapter 8 is coming due next week. That was regularly scheduled. Now, in the online format, lucky for you, we're no longer doing pop quizzes. But what I have done is I'm going to start putting your quizzes right into the Canvas course shell. Our next one is right here, quiz number 2. You'll see it's due on March 25th. So that gives you a little bit of time to plan for it. I'm going to open it up. And what you'll see is I've got 5 questions here. They're worth 4 points each. And this is all information that, to date, we've really covered this in class. When I move forward and put more quizzes up, then I'll make sure that I give you little video reminders, and I'll make sure that you know where to go and find the information. So here's the 5 questions. This should all be familiar to you. It's also open book now, so you can always look up the answers. And what I'd like you to do is make a Word or PDF file, and then you'll upload it right into the Canvas shell right for this assignment. So here we are back on our course homepage, and I'm going to scroll down. This is our list of pages, chapters, assignments. Here's report number 1, chapter 8. Quiz number 2, I just added this. It's due on March 25th. And then you'll notice that you have another chapter coming due. And I'm going to take just a moment here to give you a look ahead at our next big report, report number 2. And now we already started collecting our financial data. And so I'm going to back up here. Do you see where it says collect financial data for 1 month? So you've already started to do that. So I clicked on that link. And what this shows you is a list of categories. You're going to list the sources of your monthly income. You may have more than one job. You may also have some money from grants. Your family might give you a little bit of money, or you might take money from your savings. Just list your monthly income. And then you're going to also list all of your monthly expenses. So I've been asking you to track this, and you're going to continue doing that just as you have been. You've got some fixed categories, your rent, your utilities. You also may have some variable categories. If you go out to eat, if you've got entertainment costs, then you can add all of that up. And what we're looking for is really the difference between the two. So once you've totaled up all of your income, and once you've totaled up all of your expenses, you're just going to subtract. So it's income minus expenses, and you're going to have either a gain if you're positive. You might be breaking even. You might spend everything you make, or you might have a loss. Our goal for now is to get you to at least break even. So you've been doing that, and I want you to keep doing that, but I'm going to show you where that information is going to eventually be reported. So again, here I am back on our course homepage. This is where it tells you to collect your data. And remember, we added the quiz. And I'm going to jump down here, scroll down here to report number 2. It's not due until the beginning of April. And I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And I will come back and give you a little bit more information, but this is just an overview. Report number 2 includes 3 components. The financial data that I just showed you, that's essentially your income and expense statement. You're also going to make a list of goals. Once you have a gain, what are you going to do with that money? Goals are usually categorized. I've got a little table set up here for you. You can snapshot this, you can fill this in. It doesn't matter to me if you do it by hand and screenshot it. I would like your final report to be typed if you can. You'll upload a Word document or a PDF file. But look what you've got. You've got short-term goals, medium-range goals, and long-range goals. So a short-term goal might be 1 to 3 years. Medium might be 3 to 5 years. Long range maybe 6 to 10 or even longer. So you can decide what your range of goals is, and I'd like you to list your goals. Just start brainstorming the things you want. Maybe to finish your degree, maybe to get a car, take a vacation, eventually buy a home or start a business. And then when does that going to happen by? What's your date to achieve it? Might be next year, might be 10 years from now. And then what's the cost to achieve it? So for a car, are you going to buy it outright? Are you going to buy a used car for $10,000, a new car for $30,000? Are you going to put a down payment on a home? If you're buying a home, it's okay to say, well, the cost to achieve it is the down payment, maybe $20,000 or $30,000. And then what resources do you already have and what resources do you need? You might need additional education. You might need to finish your degree. You might need to save money. And then this is also important. What are the action steps to complete each goal? You might want to list individual action steps such as, I'm going to set aside $200 each month for the next 2 years. And after 2 years, I'll have X number of dollars, and then I'll be able to make a down payment on my car, or I'll be able to start a fund to purchase my home. So those are action steps. So the first document you'll do is what I just showed you previously, your income and expense statement. Your second document will be your goals sheet. What are you going to do with all that money that you save? And then I also want you to create a very simple balance sheet. If you're studying accounting, then you may go into much more detail with business balance sheets. We're going to keep it super simple. A balance sheet is what you own, your assets, what you owe, any liabilities that you have. And then we're just going to look at total assets, everything you own, minus your total liabilities. And we're going to figure out your net worth. So between now and when this report comes due, you're going to take a look at everything that you have. A balance sheet is just a snapshot look at everything you have on hand, right? So your cash, maybe it's in your checking account, maybe it's in your savings account. We usually divide up our liabilities into current and long-term. A current liability is something you'll pay off in the current year. So if you're carrying a balance on your credit card, if you've got an outstanding medical bill, don't confuse liabilities with the regular expenses you make every month. So for example, if you make a car payment of $200 a month, that's just your expense. But if you're carrying a $5,000 liability on that car, then that's the liability moving forward. So liabilities are current and long-term. Your car loan is probably a long-term liability. If you own a home, your mortgage is probably a long-term liability. And again, you'll pay off a little bit of that every single month. This is the balance that you carry forward. And then assets, we have what we have on hand are liquid assets. We have tangible assets. Just take a look at everything that you own that has value. If you were going to sell it on eBay tomorrow, what would it be worth? Now, your home is current market value. Your car is current market value. Any furniture, your computer, it's what you could sell it for. Not what you bought it for, but what you could sell it for. So just list what you have and what you think it's worth. And then if you have any investments, you may not. And so only list what you have. So make a list of all your assets, make a list of your current and long-term liabilities, and then add them up. Your net worth is your total assets minus your total liabilities, and it's either positive or negative. If you owe more than you have, you might have a negative net worth. In your goals, I'd like you to have a plan to build your net worth. I think that's about all we're going to cover for now. I just wanted to introduce this. And before the report is due, we'll take a closer look at each component of the report.